A chef finishes plating a dish. A toddler shoves food in their face. A grandma slow cooks a stew for 6 hours. What do all three have in common? You are the only animal on Earth that cooks. Not the smartest, not the biggest. The only one that has ever deliberately applied heat to food before eating it. And that single fact may be the reason you exist at all. Every other animal on this planet, every bear, every chimpanzee, every wolf, every eagle, eats its food raw. No exceptions. No fire, no pots, no spices. Just whatever nature provides, consumed exactly as found. Humans started doing something different roughly 1 million years ago. And almost nobody asks why that matters. Here's the problem with raw food. A gorilla, our closest living relative, spends up to 8 hours a day just eating and digesting. Its gut is enormous. Its jaw muscles are so powerful they restrict how much its skull can grow. The gorilla is not lazy. It is doing exactly what its biology requires. Our ancestors did the same until they didn't. Cooking does something chemically remarkable. It breaks down the cell walls of food before you eat it. A raw potato delivers roughly 50% of its available calories to your body. The same potato cooked delivers over 90. Same food, same meal. Nearly double the energy. That gap, that invisible doubling, is where the story of the human brain begins. Around 1 million years ago, possibly more, a group of our ancestors did something no living creature had done before. They sat around a fire. They held meat over the flames. They waited. They ate something warm for the first time. We don't know if they understood what they were starting, but what they started would eventually produce philosophy, mathematics, language, and everything you have ever touched. 2 million years ago, our ancestor Oralopithecus had a brain about the size of a large orange, roughly 450 centimeters. 1 million years later, with cooking becoming widespread, something extraordinary happened. That brain began to grow and grow and grow. By 300,000 years ago, Homo sapiens carried a brain of approximately 1,400 centimeters. It tripled in size in evolutionary terms, almost overnight. Your brain is approximately 2% of your body weight, but it burns 20% of all the calories you consume every single day. No other organ comes close. The heart, the liver, the muscles, none of them demand that kind of fuel. A brain this expensive is only possible if your food supply is extraordinarily efficient. Cooking made it efficient. Without fire, you could not afford the brain you are using right now. Something else happened. As the brain grew, the gut shrank. The human digestive tract is roughly 60% smaller than you would expect for a primate of our size. Our great ape relatives have barrel-shaped bodies built around enormous digestive systems. Processing raw fiber and leaves requires serious hardware. We outsourced that hardware to fire, and the energy our gut no longer needed went somewhere else. It went here. The skull expanded. The brain filled it. And as it did, something new began to emerge. Tools, symbols, social complexity. The first whispers of language. Not because humans were suddenly smarter, because humans were suddenly fed. The evidence is even written in our mouths. Pre-cooking ancestors had enormous flat murs built for grinding raw, tough plant material, hour after hour. Modern humans have dramatically smaller teeth. Our jaws are weaker, our molars reduced. We are in the most literal anatomical sense animals that evolution reshaped because we found a better way to break down food. We did it with fire instead of enamel. But cooking didn't just change our bodies. It changed everything else. Fire required gathering. Gathering required staying in one place. Staying in one place required sharing food, space, protection. The campfire became the first dinner table. And the dinner table became the first classroom, the first court, the first stage. Humans didn't just cook food around that fire. We cooked culture. Think about the gorilla again. 8 hours a day eating. That's 8 hours not spent on anything else. Cooking compressed that window dramatically. A cooked meal is faster to eat, easier to digest, more calorie-dense per bite. Suddenly, humans had something no animal on Earth had ever possessed in abundance. Spare time. Time to make tools. Time to tell stories. Time to wonder. Time, in short, to become human. Many anthropologists believe the campfire meal is where language began to take shape. Think about it. You need to communicate to cook together, to coordinate who tends the fire, who brings food, who watches the children, who stands guard. And once you're seated, still, warm, with your hands free and your stomach full, you have the conditions for something new, conversation for its own sake. We often talk about humans domesticating animals. Wolves became dogs, wild aurochs became cattle, wild grain became bread. But here is the deeper truth. The greatest domestication that ever happened was the one we did to ourselves. Raw food produced a raw brain. Cooked food produced a civilization. The greatest transformation in the history of life on this planet started with something as simple as holding meat over a flame. And we never stopped today. There are more restaurants on Earth than almost any other type of establishment. Entire cultures are defined by their cuisine. Wars have been fought over spice routes. Humans write books about food, build careers around it, travel the world for it. We are not just an animal that happens to eat, we are an animal for whom eating became the center of everything. Because at one point it literally was. Every equation Einstein ever wrote was powered by a cooked meal. Every painting Michelangelo produced, every symphony, every line of code, every surgery, every poem. The entire output of human civilization, all of it runs on the metabolic engine that cooking built. You think you cook because you're hungry. That's not wrong. But here's the thing. You are only capable of thinking that thought, of wondering, of reasoning, of narrating your own experience, because a million years ago, someone decided not to eat their food raw. Cooking didn't just feed the human brain, it created the conditions for a brain worth feeding. And here's the part that should make you uncomfortable. We have tested this. Modern studies on raw food diets, where participants eat nothing but uncooked plant and animal matter, consistently show significant weight loss, fatigue, and digestive distress. Even with every food available to us today, the human body struggles on raw food alone. We are not designed for it. We haven't been for a very long time. So here is the question worth sitting with. Did we discover fire, or did fire discover us? Did our intelligence lead us to cooking, or did cooking lead us to intelligence? The honest answer is we don't fully know. But the evidence suggests the relationship ran both ways. We shaped fire. Fire shaped us back. And somewhere in that feedback loop, something new appeared on Earth. You are the only animal that cooks. You always were. And if you want to know why you think the thoughts you think, why you feel the things you feel, why you sit around a table with the people you love, it starts here around a fire. A million years ago, someone had an idea, and it turned out to be the most important meal in history. Subscribe. The ape that never stopped asking why.